Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday morning trading room. Bear with me here a second. Get the screen share going on. So yesterday, kind of a lackluster, bit of a roller coaster ride. The market not really going very far overall. Might be easier to see here on the daily chart. Just another one of these doji style bars. But there were some decent opportunities yesterday. I don't need a market to be making huge trends. In fact, a fast trending market, very often I find difficult to trade. I don't mind when a market isn't going anywhere so long as the ranges are large enough for me to take advantage of. Looks like we're getting a decent move here in the NASDAQ out of the open. Here on the Raptor now, we're producing a #1 signal, your cloud crossover signal. That would be your first in-sync signal of the day for those of you who like to do that signal, both on the Eagle here and the Raptor. Your first in-sync signal came right off the opening buzzer, and it looks like it has found its profit objective, or is just about to. So that would be a very nice way to start the day. Looks like we got comparable signals in the Hawk and the Falcon out of the open. So after a series of rather quiet days, we may actually be looking at a rally kind of day. At least for the moment. I sure hope that isn't going to be the move of the day. But right now, it's starting to shape up that way. We'll give them a few minutes here to settle in. If this trend is going to continue, we can normally anticipate a pullback to occur. And it is still early, of course. It looks like we're only about 7 or 8 minutes into the day. Well, here we have an early signal. I'm going to place it and then I'll point it out to you. And this a little bit, as you can see, I got a fair amount of money in play on this one. What I'm thinking about doing is trying to take advantage of this second push opportunity on this late filter entry signal here in the Falcon. The late filter entry signal in the Falcon occurs when the filter goes out of sync, comes back into sync. The trend line itself never changes color. The problem with this trade is covering it. I'm trying to cover it about halfways, but you can see that even so, the market may pull back deep enough that a retest of the halfway point of this rally would not be out of the question. So certainly not an optimal trade setup. We have a 4-arrow consolidation / macro pullback building here in the Hawk. No follow-up signal on the Eagle. We do have these discretionary signals here, however, on the Raptor. The discretionary signals are signals that print when all the trade parameters are met, but they don't necessarily qualify as one of what we refer to as our high probability signals. And all that means is that you may have to, well, use your discretion, hence the name. So we have a market that seems to be trying to make a strong push higher, and these would be some follow-up locations where you could attempt perhaps to get on board with the trend. And we're seeing a little bit of pushback now. My filter is out of sync again here on my Falcon. We'll see whether it comes back or whether in fact it's going to continue lower, in which case I'll cancel the trade. All right, I think I'll scrub that trade for now and we'll just wait them out here a little bit longer. All right, they're making another bit of a push here. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we're going to get a number 2 signal developing here. Maybe this is actually setting up to be more counter trend. We'll see here. We'll give them, there's the number 2 signal now. Geiger counter is red, so there is the chance that the market is going to try to tail off here a little bit. Here I'll show it. It's, again, counter trend signals, not the best opportunity, and I don't think I would take 2 contracts on that. If I'm going to try it, I'll try a single, and because it's counter trend, I would prefer to go all in, all out. Problem with counter trend trades, they're riskier overall, and they block you from getting in with a with trend trade. The nice thing about counter trend trades is they tend to be very fast. The market does not tend to wait very long. Oh, it's too bad I didn't get a slightly better entry there. Oh, maybe we should try to run this one out a little bit. Maybe we're going to get down here back toward the low of the morning. Looks like we're getting a little bit of momentum. The Geiger counter turning red again. You can see that block of selling coming through. Well, yeah, see, this is the appeal of a counter trend trade. We'll enable the ATR, and so there's the low of the morning, the overnight lows. And if we really wanted to swing for the fences, we could go back here toward the primary support line. All right, let's see what they're going to do. By the way, we have hit our high probability profit objective. You can see there's over $100 in that trade right now. Normally with counter trend positions, you will be better off taking your profit on target, as I am about to show you, as they tag me for half of what I could have had. Oh well. Yeah, there they go. Well, that's all right. It was a decent little counter trend move. And what it does is if the market rallies back from here, it actually makes it more plausible that a breakout to the top side will hold. So we've kind of got the market a little bit pinched here at the moment, right? Because we saw the rally out of the open, even pre-market. Here's a pullback. So we know the sellers are serious about selling up here. The buyers are serious at buying down here. So now, as I said, we have the market kind of between a rock and a hard place. And this is the type of situation where you could even employ an OCO order. You could look to buy above. You could look to sell below. And you can just let the market decide. You can see we're getting follow-up signals. Now we're getting a number 3 signal. It's actually going to print as a number 1 because the clouds are out of sync, now coming back into sync. So this will actually print as a number 1 signal. Here on the Falcon, we're getting the trend change. Here on the Hawk, we actually had the failure of the green bar sell. And here on the Eagle, we have a red bar buy. So across the board, we're getting some interesting looking opportunities. These signals are developing kind of within the middle of this range. So maybe a second push entry would be prudent. So now the second push just simply means we allow the signal to engage. We see where the market reacts. So we have the second push above that 74.12 area. Yeah, but look at the Geiger counter getting a little bit bearish again, at least short term. Like I said, this is a very important zone for this market. A break above the high should see a follow through, and a break below the low should see some follow through. Kind of favoring the, well, I was going to say I'm favoring the buyers, even though the needle is buried here in the red zone on the Geiger counter. Okay, here they come again. So the range is contracting a little bit. We could even bring our buy stop down here, but you know what? I'm going to leave well enough alone. All right. So looks like we're going to try to head lower. Now, you see the OCO order filled. I don't have a stop going yet because my stops are not enabled. So I can either enter one manually by right-clicking on my chart, but I prefer to use the trade manager to enter one, and I'll probably start with my swing trade. So I'm going to accept my stop strategy. Now I'm going to enable it, and you can see trade manager gives me a stop loss. Now, as we get closer toward the low here, I will take the break even on the next attempt of the market to move lower. Oh, come on. Come on, there you go. You can do it. There. Okay, so we hit the break even. At this point, I may choose a different stop strategy, or I can enable a profit target as well. Now, to do a profit target, I have to enter a profit target manually. So I right click on my chart, I select my profit objective. I'm going to change now to the ATR stop strategy. And hopefully they're going to let me ride this little swing out. No. Nope, not ready yet. Yeah, thanks, Scott. Scott says, that sucks. It certainly does. So this again, where the buyers started the rally this morning, it looks like we're going to come back, and well, we'll see what they do. All right, let's put that away. I honestly thought we might have seen more of a trending day today. Yeah, yeah, you're right, Scott. I should have went for the +2. The +2 break even. All right, we're getting some conflicting signals here. The Raptor, the only one that's currently still bearish. Let's see if I can get a second push on that. Kind of a second push. Not the best looking setup, but we'll take it. Geiger counter is red, so maybe, just maybe. The better entry is below the low of the day here. Did they slip me again? Doggone it. The market's a little thin. I'm getting slipped all the time. Well, let's see what happens around the low of the morning if we can get down there. Come on. Doggone it. They're still buying it up here. Okay, well, let's see what the sellers got. Here now the reverse signal. I should actually bring my stops in closer, because if this high here fails, see, now this is the last chance for the sellers. We've got the number 2 signal. The sellers are trying to push the market down. So now I can roll it a little bit tighter still. Okay, I'll enable my stops again. Look at that, bouncing right on the low. All right, well, if they're not heading lower, then maybe they're going to try to head higher. Here now, again, one of these discretionary signals. We'll see what kind of reaction we get. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, there's a first micro macro cross in the hawk. There's the follow through I was waiting for. My break even just a little bit too tight. Well, that breakout was not as impressive as I thought it would be. John's asking, was that the ATR or the super trend? They're practically the same, John. For those of you not familiar with the different stop strategies, the ATR strategy stands for average true range. And what it does is it tries to take volatility into account. Super trend is a variant of the ATR. You can see if I turn the preview on, it's practically on top of the dots. The difference with the super trend is it incorporates a moving average to try to smooth it out. And then there's also the chandelier, which is also an ATR strategy, but you can see it's a little less responsive. It's more designed to hold you into a trend longer. So any of those will work. People fret sometimes about, oh, which is the best stop strategy? There is really no best in trading. Whatever does the job is what's best. All right, so are we going to get a bullish pushback now? We've already got the first micro macro cross in the hawk. I think we'll just wait out a few minutes here. Okay, so they're thinking about it. It's another one of these situations where the market's starting to get in a little bit of a twist. So we're going to produce an early number one signal here on the next buy, and I may give that one a go. And I'll just get ready here with my buy order. There it is. So I'm just going to buy in. I'm going to pull my stops down below the low. And I know I should be taking profit on target, but why stop now? we'll try to run this one out. If, in fact, they're going to head higher. There's a good chance they could go back toward the high of the morning, test the top end of this trading range. You have to keep your stops deep, though, because if the market is going to try to change direction, it may retest the low, and that could get a little bit deeper. Okay, here we go. If there is a bullish pushback here and we actually get above the high of the day, I know I say this all the time, but there could actually be some follow through because the market has been so range bound, right? One of these days we're going to see a breakout and it's going to have some follow through to it. All right, back at break even. Come on, let's go. Here now the official number one signal. You could have actually interpreted this as an early number one as well. So the cloud's crossing, right? The cloud's changing direction from bearish to bullish. There's the pullback. Here now is the signal. So you could have read that as an early number one. You know what? let's go for it. Looks like this is going to be the only trade I'm going to have a chance to put on here today. Because I do need to close the trading room a little bit earlier. Here we're going to adopt the super trend on this one. There we go. Okay, we're above the primary resistance line. Typically, when the market breaks above the primary resistance or below the primary support, we can expect two zones. The market to move two zones. So this would be zone 1, and this would be zone 2. That's why I placed my profit target up here. Okay, a little hesitation. I'm trying to be patient with my stops. Come on, just one more swing and I think we'll be on our way. Getting above this high of the day is going to be a deal breaker. Okay, we're getting closer. You can see the super trend is a little bit of a slower stop strategy. If we see a breakout above here, I'll probably go to something a little bit more aggressive like the parabolics or maybe even the bar high low. Come on, just a little higher. You can see selling, of course, near the high of the day. Well, not. We're seeing decent moves again today, but unfortunately not the follow through I was hoping for. That's kind of been the theme today. I think we've got the right idea here. It's just whether or not we'll be able to ride out the swing. And I'm probably going to have to duck out here in a few minutes. Yeah, all right. Well, they didn't give it to me. If you're going to continue trading today, I think you're going to do better off. I think you're going to do better off here on the long side. I think the buyers are going to make another rally attempt. You can see the Geiger counter here a little bit on the green side. And there just hasn't been much follow through on the short side. If we can get above the high of the day, there's a very good chance that the market will, well, at least push up here to the 74.24 zone and maybe even 74.40.43. All right, there you have. There's my prediction for what it's worth. All right, gang. I will see you again tomorrow. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.